Hey, it's Crespo. I wasn't planning on doing another one of these videos till next week. But I was at the City Commission meeting this afternoon when they adjourned the commission meeting and started the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting. And where Commissioner Pence-Jones, she started talking about how she had been upset with the bidding process and how normally the winner bidder gets the opportunity to get the contract and this and that. And she said, well, and she said she had some bad experiences in the following days with the efforts to try to get these two groups together. But you know that commissioner, boy, she's just determined when she wants to do something. She's just determined to get it done. So she told them people, said, listen, I'm going to adjourn the meeting because I want you all to go in a room and see if you can't come out with one plan. I want to see both of you get a little piece of the action here. So sure enough they did. They adjourned the meeting and they did other things while these folks went in the back room and did their negotiations. And people walking around in chambers and walking around the city hall saying, man, I don't know about that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of crazy things. I ain't never seen this kind of a deal. I even said, to be honest about it, I said, you know, that's like taking a Ford Explorer plan and a Humvee plan and telling people to go in a room and design a new car using both of those plans. And they got an hour to do it. But I have to admit that they came out with what seemed to be a sensible, straightforward plan. Pretty simple, really. Each one of them was going to get a block. So like they cut the baby in half. You get block 45, you get block 56. That makes sense. But then you know, this is Miami. And when something goes down like this and you say, well, maybe that makes sense, then something's going to come along right behind it and you're going to say, these people are batshit crazy. And sure enough, here's the plan. They agreed, based on that nice lawyer they got from Holland and Knight that represents the CRA, because he's the one that did all the talking. He said, well, we got these people, they're going to pay $5.5 million for the property. Now that means that Mr. Peebles is going to pay $2.75 million for his block, and Mr. Reniger over there from all aboard Florida, he's going to pay $2.75 million for his block. That's $5.5 million. Now the funny thing is that $5.5 million is not going to go to the CRA. Only half of it goes to the CRA. The other half goes to the county. So the CRA is only going to get $2.75 million for pieces of property that are worth $19,700,000. Now, like I said before, you know, I used to rob banks, but you know, I used to put on a mask and walk in with a gun. These people didn't put on a mask and they didn't walk in with a gun. They just said, we ain't going to give you $19 million, we're going to give you 5. And these damn fools said, okay, we'll take the 5. But here's where it really gets crazy. And this is where I got to tell you right straight to your face, Commissioner. Are you fucking crazy? Here's the deal. After Mr. Peebles pays his $2.75 million, the CRA is going to turn around and give him $3 million to help him with the development costs or the construction costs, whatever it was. Whatever the deal is, he's getting $3 million from the CRA. So it's been a long time since I've been in school, but I didn't flunk math. And that don't make no sense. That somebody gives you $2.75 million to pay for the land, and then you turn around and give them back $3 million. Right? How crazy is that shit? But here's the deal. I'm not completely unaware of economic development. And I understand all too clearly, because it happens a lot all over the country. States do it, cities do it, counties do it. You got a big piece of land, and you want to entice a big developer to come in there with a big plant, like say a General Motors or a Honda or a Mazda, something that's going to provide long-term, high-wage jobs. You're going to say, hey, the property's worth $20 million, but we're going to do a quid pro quo. We're going to give them the property, but in turn, we're going to get all the benefits, including our people are going to get high-wage jobs that they can work at for 10, 15, 20 years. Now, some people don't agree with that kind of economic development, but at least it has some sense. Don't have no sense with this deal, because neither one of these properties, neither one of these deals comes with high-wage jobs. You got a hotel that's going to be built on one piece of property, so you got jobs for people to clean the hotel rooms and do the bar and take care of the waitressing and do that kind of stuff. But there ain't too many high-wage jobs in the hotel business, except for the manager. And most of the time, managers end up coming in from someplace else. You're going to have a parking lot. You're going to have two parking lots now. So instead of one big-ass parking lot, you might have two smaller lots that turn out to be a big-ass parking lot. But you don't need a whole lot of people to run a parking lot. And instead of the 153,000 square feet of commercial space and retail space that one of these properties was going to do, now the deal is it's like 83,000 square feet of commercial retail space. And that's not going to come up with big jobs. People who run Starbucks or people who run Subways or whatever they put in there, it ain't going to be Prada, right? It ain't going to be none of those kinds of stores. It might be some bigger stores. But the salespeople in those places don't make big money. So ain't nobody making big money out of this deal but the developers. People over town ain't going to make big money, right? And nobody goes to work at these places are going to make big money. But this is the deal. Now, this has got to go before the county commission. Folks over there ain't rocket scientists either. And then if they get through agreeing with this stuff, then it's going to get negotiated and there's going to be a deal. And only then, because again, these people just talked about it in the room, so nobody knows any idea, have any plans. You don't know what this is going to look like. You know, it might turn out to look like an ugly stepchild. Right? So you don't know what it's going to look like. It's going to be months from now, maybe even a year from now, before you finally figure it out. But here's the deal. After this meeting, right, I had somebody come up to me at City Hall and say, hey, the commissioner's out there trying to get all these people to come back and visit her in her office. I said, well, what for? They done the deal. Them other nitwits on the city commission, except for Frank Carollo, I will give Frank that. You know, Frank is crazy as a bed bug on a lot of shit, but he does oppose these kinds of deals, so I give you props for that, Commissioner. But they voted for this craziness. So when I heard that there was people meeting in the commissioner's office, you know me, I got to go look. So sure enough, I went back there, and all them people were in the room. I didn't see the commissioner, but I saw her chief of staff, and I saw them all in there talking, and the commissioner wasn't on the dais, so she might have just gone to get a soda somewhere or whatever. But they all came out, and I held the door open for them so I could see who came out. And folks from all aboard Florida came out, and folks from Mr. Peebles' company came out. By the way, Mr. Peebles now got a new partner in this deal. All of you, I think, remember, if you've read my website, about Larry Spring. He used to be the chief financial officer for the city of Miami. You know, he did all them really great things for the city. And he got that nice parachute package when he quit, or got pushed out, whatever it was. Well, Larry's now a principal with Mr. Peebles. Now, I don't think Larry's got deep pockets, so I don't think Larry's a principal because he's got big money to put into this. So Larry must have some special talents that Mr. Peebles thinks he needs in order to make him a principal. But nonetheless, they all came out. And one of the last people who came out really surprised me. It was Art Noriega from the Miami Parking Authority. What the hell is Art Noriega doing in that meeting? I don't know, and you don't know. But you know, inquiring minds always want to know. And this inquiring mind wants to know what the hell them people talked about in that room. Because when I finally caught up with Mr. Renninger outside City Hall, he was saying, you know, I got to go home, I got this to do, and he didn't really want to talk. So, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't talk to me either. But he booked, and that's the end of the story. So I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody in Overtown knows what's going to happen. Nobody in the city of Miami knows what's going to happen. It's going to go before the city commission, the county commission. Then they're going, Clarence Woods is going to negotiate. He ain't no rocket scientist either. Hey, Clarence, where's that financial report that I've been asking for about all that money you gave that movie maker Robert Townsend, right? You keep screwing me and lying to me and dicking me around. You won't give me that stuff. You don't want me to make a video about you. So that's it, folks. I'll see you all on Monday. And as always, read the Crespo Graham Report. Tell your friends about the Crespo Graham Report. And come Monday, I got stories about Frank Carollo and all that craziness that happened at the Ethics Commission last week. Bye.